You have just tuned in to the Mag Nerd Podcast, your home for everything in music, anime, and gaming. What is up, guys? Showing Off the King here, back with another toy review, and today I'm bringing you a very special edition of Showing Off Toy Reviews. I'm doing my first new series called Versus, and this is the best way to describe it is I take three action figures that are very similar from different brands. They're never going to be from the same brand, and I objectively and subjectively tell you who I think is the best purchase and the best overall figure. Again, I say objectively because I do think that there are some physical and some factual standpoints that could be said about these figures. And I also say subjective because, again, every opinion is subjective. So before I get into this review, I wanted to do a couple of housekeeping items. Number one, again, I just released on, I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, episode 18 of the Mag Nerd Podcast. This was the one I filmed right before Christmas. We are back. The Mag Nerd Podcast is back. We'll hopefully be on a weekly schedule. So definitely check that out. You can find us on Stitcher, Google Play, Apple Music. Just look for MAGNERD Podcast. You can also follow me on my Instagram page at Mag Nerd Podcast or on Twitter at Mag Nerd Podcast 2. I also uploaded a video for the top 10 action figures of 2019. You can find that in a link in the description below, as well as my review for the LED Gauntlet and Tony Stark head from Not A Studio. All right, so enough shameless plugs. Let's get into this actual review. All right. So what you have here are three different Wolverines. We have the Mafex Wolverine that just released this week. We have the amazing Yamaguchi Wolverine that has been out for at least 2 years. And we have the Marvel Legends 3-pack Wolverine that just came out probably about a month or two ago. Less than a month ago, I think this one actually just came out as well. So these are the three Wolverines that I own. I am not a Wolverine completionist. I do understand that there are hundreds of other Wolverines out there, but these are the three that I own, and these are the three that I care about. So let's look at this Wolverine first because he is the most recent one that came out. This is the Mafex Wolverine. Now I do know that there were a lot of other reviewers out there who have been having QC issues with this. I have not. I know Daredevil 19. I know D Amazing. And Anthony's Customs. I know those are three YouTubers that I do watch, and I do really love their content. Definitely subscribe to them if you don't already. But if you guys are watching this video, I'm pretty sure you already know about them as well because they are much bigger than I am. So they had paint issues. I know Daredevil 19 especially had a lot of paint chipping and a lot of rub and wear and tear. And they also had a lot of QC issues with the arms popping out. I, on the other hand, though, have not had that issue. Like, I'm pretty sure if I tugged at this enough, it would pop out like it just did. But honestly, it's not an issue for me. It hasn't been an issue. And again, it's not a big issue to me. It just isn't. So I get what they're saying, but I just did not run into that issue. But if we're just going to look at this Wolverine on its face, it is amazing. I mean, the paint detail, the articulation is there. Again, Mafex is always well known for this, but they're also known for QC issues. So again, I don't want to ignore that. I really am digging the claws. The claws, I didn't think I would find claws that I enjoy better than Amazing Yamaguchi, but these claws are amazing. All right, so let's talk about paint apps first. So this, if I had to just pick based off of each one, I'm going to give paint to Mafex. And there are a few reasons why. So if you look at this Wolverine, hopefully my camera will catch it. You can actually see the arm hair here. It's shaded. It's very well done. It's very reminiscent of what you saw in the 90s X-Men show, and that's kind of how I grew up with X-Men. It's on the 90s Fox show. And you can see it here, clear as day, well detailed. The shading on this looks amazing. And again, it's on both sides. And you can tell it wasn't just like they copied and pasted on each arm. You can tell that the arm hair looks different on this side than it does on this side. And it goes down to the arm as well. it just looks amazing. So that's the arm hair here. But then you look at this Wolverine from Amazing Yamaguchi, and there is no arm hair at all. So again, and again, this is just me nitpicking, but again, if you're an arm hair guy like I was, and again, I'm just looking at this from the 80s perspective, you want to see some arm hair. Wolverine is a hairy guy, and this Amazing Yamaguchi one, per se, he does not have any hair anywhere on his body. He is hairless, completely hairless. And then we have the Marvel Legends Wolverine. Now, it looks like he has hair, but not in the same way as you would think. Like, there is this weird, like, brown tint to Wolverine. Like, he has a tan in his Marvel Legends version, and it doesn't really match his face, per se. I don't hate it, but again, you can clearly tell that it doesn't have those same details you get from the Mafex. So, again, also with the paint, if we're talking about it, I will also give an honorable mention to this Wolverine from Matching the 90s TV show, because the tiger stripes in the TV show are black and this Marvel Legends version is black, whereas the Mafex version is blue tiger stripes, which if I remember correctly, the blue tiger stripes are probably more from the comics / video game. And this Logan is the Wolverine. He also has blue tiger stripes and not black. And his look looks like he's mostly from the X-Men versus Street Fighter video games, which you can tell because of his claws. And speaking of claws, that's what we're going to actually talk about next, are the claws. So if I'm looking at which figure has the best claws, I'm going to say it's Amazing Yamaguchi. And again, this is one of those things where it is subjective, because some people hate these like samurai sword style claws. I personally love them, and I know the reason why people hate these, because they're like, how does something this big even retract into his arm? It would just rip him apart. Again, I get it, but I don't care also, because again, these claws look amazing. These claws look like they will fuck you up if you get touched by them. So again, I love these claws. And if I didn't say this before, this channel is for people that are age of 15 years and up. This channel is not for kids, so you're going to hear some coarse language and stuff like that. So in other words, fuck them kids. So we also have the claws from the Wolverine 3-pack. And again, we have the bone claws here. And again, they nailed these bone claws. Like, when I go back to those comic books and I look back after Fatal Attractions, when Wolverine lost his claw, his adamantium Magneto, this is exactly what these bone claws look like. It is amazing. And especially when you look at the metal claws that actually came with these, it just makes you appreciate these bone claws even more. Now we'll look at the claws from the Mafex Wolverine. And again, these claws are fantastic. Again, you can see that they are made from a hard metal, or like a hard plastic. They're not really bendy. Like, you can bend them, but they don't bend on their own. And you can tell that the color matches what you would see in the show itself. It is amazing. And here's a comparison. Like, this is the reason why sometimes that I don't rock with Marvel Legends when it comes to Wolverine. Look at these pathetic claws. I don't know if my camera is zooming in properly enough, but or focusing enough, but these claws look horrible. Absolutely horrible. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. This is probably the only time you will see these claws, because I'm going to probably just put them back in the package, because I will never display my Wolverine, my Marvel Legends Wolverine, with these claws, because they are garbage. They are high quality garbage. Get out of here. So again, if we're talking about claws, I give it to Amazing Yamaguchi, followed by the Mafex Wolverine, with the Marvel Legends Wolverine coming in last place. Not because it's bad, just because they're not better than these. All right, let's quickly talk about accessories. So we'll start with the Marvel Legends Wolverine. Now, I am surprised, because this Marvel Legends Wolverine came with a lot of accessories. It came with a battle damage face. The paint apps on this is actually amazing. You can see the black. You can see like the bullet holes in the actual cape. I mean, not the cape, but the mask. You can kind of see Wolverine with the grimacing face, with the mouth open. They even did a really great detail with the tongue and the fangs and the teeth. And then here at the top of the head, you can kind of see where you can see his hair coming out. And again, on the side, you get more bullet holes and scratches. You can definitely see that Wolverine has been in a crazy fight with this head sculpt. And this is Marvel Legends, guys. Like, this kind of head sculpt from a Marvel Legends is pretty impressive. And then we actually have next, we have a unmasked head. And again, this actually looks pretty good. It matches somewhat what you would see in the comics. But it kind of does have the face of a younger Wolverine. You can see the details in his blue eyes. You can kind of see the details in the mouth. It looks different than this Wolverine, but it's pretty good. I like it. I actually like this face sculpt a lot. I'm surprised at how much I like it. And then, of course, you have the grimacing face that it came with. Let's see. It's just you guys can get a better look at it. And again, you kind of see the grimacing teeth. The face sculpt is amazing. I love it. And I love the pointy ears. Like, I love the long pointy ears on this one. Yes. Absolutely love it. He also comes with this cowl that hangs over the back of his head. I'll kind of show you how to put it on. So, but one thing I wanted to show you guys, just to show you the difference in quality. So, this is the unmasked cowl from Mafex, and this is the one from Marvel Legends. And just look at the difference. Hopefully it'll zoom in, but just look at the difference. You can see that the Mafex one, they took the time to put the white dots on the actual mask, and they actually took the time to kind of outline the difference between the nose and the mask, and they did none of that on the Marvel Legends version. There's no white eyes. You really can't tell the difference between the nose and the mask. And again, the size itself of the mask, even though they're relatively the same size figures, you can see that they put just a lot more detail into this Mafex one than they did with the Marvel Legends. So the way that you do this is you kind of take the head off like I did, and you drape it over like so. Then you take the head sculpt and you pop it on. Like so. And there you have it. So you kind of have Wolverine, and then you kind of have his mask off like that. It's cool. I like it. I mean, it works. It works. And then I'll do the same thing for the Mafex. Just pop the head off. And actually, before I do that, let's take a look at the actual Mafex head sculpt. So, let's wait for my camera to zoom in. To focus. And here you go. I absolutely love this face sculpt. This looks just like the Wolverine from the 90s show, probably even a little bit better. And actually does have a little bit of a mixture of the comic book Wolverine. You can see the hair detail, the hair sculpt. This is just his normal face. You really can't tell, but he does have blue eyes. It's amazing. And then he also comes with the mask face as well. And again, the attention to the pointy ears. I love the pointy ears on this tiger mask. I love the detail sculpt. I love the eyes. It looks amazing. And then he also, like I said, comes with his own mask that drapes. And then we have the grimacing face. Yeah, so we got the grimacing face as well. You kind of see the teeth. I wish he kind of had like a screaming, yelling face, but you know, especially for the price you pay for this, you would wish they would kind of go all out, but they didn't, and it's fine. He also comes with 2 fisted hands. You guys can see here, and 2 open gripping hands. This is the Mafex one I'm talking about. as you can see there. Oh, excuse me. So in order to show what he looks like with his unmasked look, again, you kind of do more of the same. You just took out the head, drape it over. You grab the unmasked head and you snippety snap. There you go. You can turn it around. You can see here, it looks amazing. Way better than a Marvel Legends version. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, put him down. And let's talk about Mr. Amazing Yamaguchi. A Yamaguchi. So he comes with 3 faces. He has the screaming face. Again, he kind of has that comic book accurate scream. This is the face that I actually use the most. And this is my favorite Wolverine face because I'm always like posing him in an angry way. So this is the face that I use 9 times out of 10. We also have just a regular stern face. And again, the paint applications on this is great. His mask on the back is not pliable at all. It's actually very tough. It's not long at all. But again, it's really nice. It's really nice. I like it. And then finally, we have the smirking face. As you can see here. Now, one thing I do want to say that's a negative for this Amazing Yamaguchi, and it's the claws. Like, I love how they did the claws. You can see this metallic silver. It kind of shines, and it kind of has that, like, shlink kind of look to it. What happens is that you take it, and you can actually port his claws into the different hands. They also come with covers for each. So if you want him to have open hands but still have this metal cover, they just have that without the claws. I just didn't take it out of my little box. But you can basically, if you want to switch the hands, you just unplug it from one and put it into any of the other ones, and you just kind of snap it into place like so. And then you have Wolverine with the claws out with grasping hands. So that really works. And again, I just love the size of these claws. I know they're like obnoxiously big, but I just really, really love them. I really do. I really, really love them. So the last thing I want to do before I kind of give you guys my final opinion is just kind of do a stand up and see how they look against other characters. Like I didn't want to do, because I'm getting ready to film my my room tour, I didn't want to take out everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand each Wolverine up, and I'm just going to bring in the primary Wolverine baddie here. We have Sabretooth. Yeah, I know it sounds like that. And then I'm going to bring in my Mezco Cyclops. And as you can see, my Mezco Cyclops has those sexy custom yellow trunks. So let's stand them all up to each other. And again, for the most part, they all work. Cyclops is bigger than Wolverine, which he should be. This is the Amazing Yamaguchi, and this is the Mezco Cyclops. And again, if you put him next to the Mafex Wolverine, again, Cyclops is still taller than Wolverine. And then we put him next to the Marvel Legends. Now, I guess this was probably, the Marvel Legends is probably the most screen accurate, because Wolverine is not a tall guy. So he probably fits the most, but also falls over the most. So we have that. And then if I take him out and then put in Sabretooth, and to make it fair, I probably need to make Sabretooth stand up tall. But you guys have seen this Marvel Legends Sabretooth before. And these are actually my custom stands that help me stand these figures up. So here he is. Let's see. There you go. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Wolverine. Here he is next to the amazing Yamaguchi Wolverine. And here he is next to the Mafex. So there you go. And it keeps falling. So here it is, guys. I think all three of these have a place in your collection. For me, after having this for the last 24 hours, I'm going to actually say that my winner is still going to be my amazing Yamaguchi Wolverine. I just think the number one factor is the posability. Like, this amazing Yamaguchi Wolverine can get into any freaking pose. He gets full ab crunch, back ab crunch, full rotation, outer rotation. I mean, this thing can get into so many different positions. The huge claws, which are a huge thing for me. I just love this figure. Now, here's what I will say about the Mafex Wolverine. This is actually gonna probably be the Wolverine that I actually use in my 90s X-Men display, because it is so comic, it's so accurate. So when the final display comes up, this is the Wolverine that will be in the display. I'm also thinking about doing something really creative with taking my action figures and recreating some of the iconic moments from the 90s X-Men show in actual action figure format. I'm going to be working on that in the future for 2020, so stay tuned. And when I do that, this is the Wolverine that I'll be using to do that, because again, it does match more to the 90s style, right down to the belt. This belt matches the Marvel Legends belt, but does not match the Wolverine belt that we have here. So that's just one thing to worry about. That's one thing to notate as well. So I hope you guys like this versus video. I know it's kind of seemed a little scatterbrained, but let me know what you think about it. Comment in the section below. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more content. This is Showing Off the King. You guys have a great weekend.